using the Moivres Theorem to simplify expressions. So let's just have a look at, so I had 2 plus 2i, and we'll put that to the power of 4. And then 3 minus 3 root 3i, and then put that to the power of 2. Now, you could expand all this to simplify it and then realise the denominator, but it's much easier than doing that. It's a lot easier just to change it to mod arg form first. Okay, so if you change it to mod arg form, the first one would be the square root of 2 squared plus 2 squared, which is root 8, or 2 root 2. And tan theta will equal 2 on 2, which is 1. So that means theta is equal to pi on 4. For the bottom, you got r is the square root of 3 plus minus 3 root 3 squared. 3 squared, which will be 9 plus 9 times 3. So that's 27, and that would be root 36, which is just 6. And tan theta is 3 root 3 on 3. And it's going to be in that quadrant there because it's 3 and minus 3 root 3. Okay, so because it's in that quadrant, that means it's going to end up being like minus theta. So tan is equal to root 3 at 60, so it's going to be pi on 3. So theta is minus pi on 3. Okay, so what that means now is we can now let that equal, and in mod arg form, that's 2 root 2 cis pi on 4, and that is to the power of 4, and it is all over 6 cis, and that's the power of minus, that'll be minus pi on 3, or 60, and you put a 2 there. Okay, so 2 root 2 to the power of 4. Might be easy just to do root 8 to the power of 4, because then it's 8 to the half to the 4. So it's 8 squared. It'll be 64. Okay, so on the top then we have 64. And the 4 will come down there, so you'll have cis 4 pi on 4. They cancel out. So it's 64 cis pi on the top. On the bottom, you have 6 squared, which is 36, cis minus 2 pi on 3, 64 on 36. Okay, so that would be 32 on 18 and 16 on 9. That's just by halving it. And this will be pi minus. Now, when you divide complex numbers and they're in mod arg form, you just subtract the argument. So it's pi minus minus 2 pi on 3. So it's going to be cis. That would be times 3 times 3. So 3 plus 2 is 5. So that's 5 pi on 3. So that means we have 16 on 9 cos, now 5 pi on 3. So 5 pi on 3 is the same as pi plus 2 pi on 3. You could look at it that way. We'll just go 5 60s, which is 300. That's the easiest way. So cos 300 plus I sine 300. I mean, you could leave it in mod arg form. 300 would be minus 60. Like in mod arg form, it would be minus pi on 3 because it's minus 60. In the form of a plus ib, cos of 300 is the same as cos of 60. And sine of 300 is the same as sine of 60. So it's 16 on 9. Cos of 60 is a half. Sine of 60 is root 3 on 2. Now, just one thing. I've just made a little mistake there. Cos of 300 will actually be negative because it is in this quadrant and sine is negative in that quadrant. So that just means that the sign in here will be a negative for your answer when you simplify this expression. Okay.